Hello and welcome to Adobe Skills number 2. And I can hear myself, so I need to mute that. There we go. Let me go hide that. So, what are we covering today? Today is going to be basic editing skills, getting a little bit into file organization and management, and also basic audio adjustments. So let's throw it over to the computer screen to see what we're doing. Okay, first off, for access to the files, they are shared via Google Classroom. So if you're a part of one of the video classrooms, you can go ahead and download this folder. When you download it, it's going to download as a big zip file. It's going to be about a gig, 1.3 gigs. So that's a lot of file, but that's what you're going to need to do this project. In here, just to quickly go over, will be the project file, the script we're going to use, video files, and other assorted Adobe required files as well. Okay, in Premiere, I already have everything loaded, and I'm going to go ahead and start configuring my region of interest because I want to zoom in. So this is a basic project we do in video in the first few classes on how to film a scene and edit it. So the filming's been taken care of. We have the footage in Premiere. The first thing I'm going to do, and I don't understand why Adobe doesn't do this by default, is click right here and go to Name. Now everything in my bin, and this is called the bin, will now be organized by name, which means it will also be organized in the order I shot it, which makes my life a lot easier. Okay, so how to edit. I went over this quickly last time, but you double click on a clip and we'll send it over here to the source monitor. In the source monitor, you can shuffle through, and I'm going to go ahead and turn that down on my headphones. You can shuffle through to find an in and out point you want. So I want to get them right before she gets in the frame. I'm going to click my in point, and I'm telling the clip I want to start there. Now, I can do that same thing by just hitting the I key as a shortcut. Let the scene play out. I'm going to go ahead and make that my out point, so I can do that with the O key or with this right here. And I'm going to go ahead and see if I cannot. Audio source, system audio. And I'm going to make sure you guys can hear what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the beginning of this, just this shot. Yep, you can hear it now. I'm going to go ahead and trim that down because we don't really need to hear a lot of that. There we go. So I have my in and out point here. Actually, I don't want her dialogue starting. I don't want her dialogue starting that soon. So I'm just going to get them. I'm going to start the in point sooner. And right here, I'm going to go ahead and make my out point. Now, I'm just making an arbitrary decision, it seems like. I'm just choosing this in and out point without any other interest. Well, what's guiding me? Like I said before, on Google Classroom, we have our script. And this is the script I will be using. So let's just look through this really quickly. All actions and shots are bolded, whereas dialogue is indented or centered in some fashion. In an ideal world, I would have the actor's name centered right above the dialogue to help distinguish it better, so it's easier for actors to know what lines they have. And I actually have a demonstration script with the Sandlot I can show you later. So right here, I have the actors 1 and 2 are going to walk into the shot. They're going to sit down, and actor 2, our lady, is going to go ahead and give the first line. So that is going to be my reference point. So I want to make sure that I can get them sitting down. So I got that shot, and I'm going to go ahead and hold on the image and drag it down to my timeline. If I go out, and I'm going to go ahead back to configure region of interest. Come on. There we go. Because I want to show you, I can zoom in by grabbing this and coming over here. That allows me to zoom in. So I got them sitting down. Now I want the next shot of then finishing sitting down, which I believe is this clip right here. Maybe not.
So stop.
Okay, yep, we did several takes of this.
What do you think you can?
So I'm looking for this one for her real first line.
What do you think you can do any better?
Okay, looks like it was right here.
Okay, I'm gonna get my mic and shot, and whenever you're ready.
Inpoint that.
What do you think you can do any better?
I seem to be missing a shot. Let me see. I'm using the L key to fast forward.
What do you think you can do any better?
Oh, I'm still on that clip. I was on the wrong clip. My bad.
So stop.
So I just let the camera roll there because it was just easier so I wouldn't have to move the camera.
My audio. Okay, whenever you're ready.
So, your CFF is coming up, right?
So I actually want to get the start of her dialogue.
Whenever you're ready.
I'm using the arrow keys to go frame by frame.
So, your CFF is coming up, right?
Okay, I want to get away from his bit of dialogue. Inpoint and drag that down. Great, I have my first two edited clips. Now down here,
So,
I want to start her dialogue. I want to go ahead and start this clip right where she's giving her dialogue.
your CFF is coming up, right?
And what I want to do, I'm going to move this over, I want to have that audio be under when she's talking here. So I'm going to keep on expanding that. There you go.
So, you're
So there we go, the dialogue I want. So what I'm going to do now is a neat trick. I'm going to raise and lower the audio of this clip, move it over, and it's going to snap to my playhead. What makes it snap is this right here, this little magnet. And I'll zoom in on it. This magnet allows you to have clips snap to another clip or your playhead at some point. So with that off, this will just slide around. It won't stop anywhere. And I find that to be a bit of a pain. But with it on, I can have it snap right to the playhead, and it should look fairly good. Okay, so one thing I want to do here is I'm going to do something called an L cut or J cut. So I want to see this shot, which I will, well, let me make sure you can see it. Oh, one sec. I need to change my playback settings. Premiere can be a little bit finicky from time to time. So let's go with NDI. Okay, great. So I want to see this shot when I'm getting audio from this camera angle. How to do that? Well, right here, what I can do is what's called an L cut. How to do an L cut? First, we need to find a new tool, and that is this right here, link selection. So let me just make sure we can see it. Linked selection. So with this on, audio and video of a clip move together. So when I click on audio or the video, it selects both. However, let me just go ahead and reline that up. There we go. However, with that off, I can go ahead and move the audio independently of the video. Kind of cool. One thing to note right here is this red, white text. That indicates that by doing that, my audio and video have become out of sync. This is something you have to watch out for when you delink your video. So I'm going to relink it, and I'm going to zoom in really tight. I'm going to go ahead and remove some empty tracks. And I'm going to be looking at the waveforms of the audio, right over here, that really guide me on how to match this up. So I'm trying to match up the audio as best I can from what it looks like. Next up, what I'm going to do, and I'll expand this out so you can see more. There we go. I want to cut back to I want to be able to cut back to right here. This is where I want to be on this shot. So to do that, I'm going to grab this end, and with the link selection turned off, I can grab that end and pull it over, and I have made what looks like an out. So if we play that back, it looks pretty natural. And now, I'm not sure if you can hear the audio, so let's go ahead and take another look at the playback settings. Okay, so that should be NDI output, but that should be audio desktop. So let's give that a listen.
So you're going to see CFF is coming, right?
Okay, we got it. There's echo. How do we get rid of the echo? Well, using that same technique, right now these are deselected or delinked. So I could just drag that over and pop this up in BAMO.
So you're going to CFF is coming up, right?
There I go. Now, one thing I could do instead of that is I could actually just move this up, and it would just instantly delete that audio. Go to the end here.
Right?
Looks like I need to extend this, and this would be the time to relink my footage, so I'm going to turn link selection back on. I'm going to go over here now. When I click on that, there we go. It's one big clip. If I bring this down, I will be removing that video right there, and this is pretty much what's called destructive editing. What I'm doing is trimming the clips just to the point where I know I need them. Now I could leave this up here and not adjust that video at all, and maybe I want to do a cut back. And by doing a cut back, I can go ahead and razor. Oops, I need to be deselected again. Link selection off, and do this. And then I can remove this clip.
So you're going to CFF
So-
is coming up, right?
So it kind of goes back and forth. Could work for what you're doing, but I prefer destructive editing. So I'm going to bring that down. I'm going to zoom in. We're going to turn link selection on. I'm going to extend this out. And I'm going to stop it right where I hear his first line of dialogue.
Right?
So he's starting to talk right there. I'm going to trim the clip there. Okay, I got my opening shot done. So if we take a look at this really quickly. They walk in. She turns.
So you're going to CFF is coming up, right?
And there is a continuity error. His hand is on the paper, and then in this shot,
CFF is
the paper is still on the desk. Continuity error. For this, don't worry about it. This is just basic editing, and I know continuity is a big thing for a lot of people. But this is a skill learning video, so we're just going to use this to build that skill of how to edit. Continuity we can pick up on down the line. Now, there's many different ways you can choose to edit. So let's talk about that. One way is you can put everything down your timeline and start chopping it up. Next is you can bring everything into your source monitor and bring down chunks at a time in the order you want them. Either way works. It's just what's better for you. For this method, I'm actually going to use the source monitor method. So I'm going to go ahead and find all of his dialogue. So it's on this shot right here. And I can actually click on the audio tab, and take a look. Okay, there's all his audio. If I was really paid attention at the time, I could probably have bigger gaps between he delivers lines and know which are my takes I want to watch. But this is only 51 seconds, so let's watch it through.
I'm rolling.
So you're going to CFF is coming up, right?
So I'm just going to use the L key to fast forward where I can.
Yeah, will they reel in some good film, or will they be canned Rotten Tomatoes?
Dude, that was horrible.
So you did that in one
Reel
take.
in some good film, or will they be canned Rotten Tomatoes?
So I'm trying to get the word dude out of there so that she delivers. Go ahead and bring that immediately down. And I'm just going to go find his next piece of dialogue.
Horrible.
What?
So is this... So let's go in,
What? Do you think you can do any better?
out.
Stuff is coming up, right?
Oop.
Yeah. I got some Oscar jokes.
How about
So, so it looks like right there.
how about you think of one of your own jokes?
What? What?
She started a little too early in summer when she was talking. I'm gonna bring that down. Keep on watching.
Why should I? Hollywood doesn't.
Oh.
Okay, so you go ahead and deliver your line again.
Why should I? Hollywood doesn't.
Oops. Come on.
Why should I? Hollywood doesn't.
Was that your joke?
Yes.
Okay.
Your joke?
Yes.
Bring that down.
Hmm.
Okay. Point.
Not bad. I think you should remake it. How about...
Okay, and that's his last take. So I got all his takes figured out. So in the way that I film, and the way I prefer people to film, and you'll see this a lot in the industry, they'll do a lot of takes from a lot of different angles. So they deliver all their dialogue on this shot, and then they deliver all their dialogue on this shot, and then she delivers again all her dialogue on this shot, and it works. By having all these multiple shots, I can have ways to cut back and forth. So let's start working through her dialogue now. And pretty much you're assembling a big puzzle. So let's get into hers.
Record. And whenever you're ready.
So, you heard the CFF is coming up, right?
Yeah, will they reel in...
Stop. How'd you say that? You heard the CFF? What was?
Is coming
I
up.
heard was. Redo it.
So, you heard
So
the
I'm
CFF
not
is
going to
coming
use
up,
her
right?
first line here.
Yeah, will they reel
Okay,
in...
stop. I'm gonna have you go ahead and move over here for a little bit. Not you, not Red Hat. Yeah.
Okay, so this is actually a continuity thing I noticed at the time I was filming. He was doing some stuff at the time that I just noticed out of the corner of my eye, and it was distributing from the shot, so I asked him to move as the videographer.
And what?
So, you heard the CFF is coming up, right?
Yeah, will they reel in some good film or will they be canned Rotten Tomatoes?
Okay, so let's get her first line.
Dude, that was horrible.
What? What?
So that should be the end of that one. And right now, I'm not even worried about putting these all in order. I'm just chopping this up just to get the shots I want.
What? Do you think you can do any better?
Point.
I got some Oscar jokes.
How about you try and think up a joke on your own?
What?
Now,
I got some Oscar jokes.
How...
okay. Out. Grab that one. And keep on
A
watching.
joke on your own.
Why should I? Hollywood doesn't.
Oops, there we go. Go back.
Your own.
Why should I? Hollywood doesn't.
Drag that down. Almost done.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I'll get back to the fine tuning later.
Maybe you should...
Okay, so I think I have all her shots now. And finally, there's an end shot I want. I believe it's in this one right here. I'm gonna go grab it.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yep, it's that one right there.
Was that your joke?
Yeah.
Not bad. Maybe you should remake it. How about...
Okay, so I think I got all the shots I need. So I'm gonna go ahead and drag that down. And in my timeline, it's a bit of a mess. Not all the shots are in order. Well, luckily enough, I know the script very well, and I also have the script to reference to if I need to. But all I need to do now is just make sure we cut back and forth properly between all their dialogue.
Yeah, will they reel in some good film or will they be canned Rotten Tomatoes?
And I think that her dialogue's next.
Dude, that was.
Yep. So I'll just go ahead and start moving things around.
What? Do you think you can do any better?
Okay, got that. Okay, that's next. There's a cutaway I'm going to need here in a moment, but I'm not going to worry about that right now.
How?
Bring that over, bring that over.
What was that?
Bring that over. And here at the end, we're going to do another L cut.
Not bad. I think you should remake it.
So right here, I want to go and delink. Trim the clip to there. And right here, I want to be able to hear.
How about?
And I want to match it with that. So I'm going to go instantly and trim that. Move it up and down. And try to match it to here. So let's zoom in. And my guide at this point has kind of been these little indicators, which are called waveforms. Okay, that looks about right.
How about?
Okay, not quite right. So I want to see if he brings his hand up to his chin. He does. But you'll notice he's using his right hand here and his left hand here. Let's not worry about that. Delete the audio I don't need. And we're going to call that good. So this is a rough cut. I haven't done any cleaning up of the cuts, but this is a rough cut of what I think the project should look like. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at it after I adjust my playback settings again because of stuff. So NDI out. Let's go ahead and take a look. So they walk in.
So, you heard the CFF is coming up, right?
Yeah, will they reel in some good film or will they be canned Rotten Tomatoes?
Dude, that was horrible.
What? Do you think you can do any better?
I got some Oscar jokes.
How about you think of one of your own jokes?
Why should I? Hollywood doesn't.
Was that your joke? Not bad. I think you should remake it. How about...
So it looks like I missed some dialogue. Let's go back. It looks like I missed one of her pieces of dialogue. So let's go ahead and take care of that. Turn this back to Adobe Desktop. So let's go to here.
Your joke?
Yes.
So I think I missed that. So let's take a look.
Why should I? Hollywood doesn't.
Was that your joke?
Yep, that should go right there. So what I just got done was a rough cut. A rough cut is very simple to do. I'm just putting everything in the way that I think looks approximate to what I want. A first pass. It's not going to look good, it's not going to look perfect, but at least I have down the fundamentals of my project. What I'm going to do now is actually zoom in here and start cleaning this up. So, and also referencing my script. In my script, I have some areas where I go, where I talk about close-up, about searching actors thinking or reacting or disgust. And I want to make sure those extra close-ups are in my video as well. So first thing I'm going to do is just kind of go through here and start cleaning up the clips a little bit.
CFF is coming up, right?
So I need to start this shot right here, and I'm going to go ahead and turn link selection back on. There we go. Turn that back on.
Right?
Yeah, will they reel in some good film or will they be canned Rotten Tomatoes?
Dude, that was horrible.
What?
Okay, this one needs to start a little bit later. Maybe bring this one over a little bit more. Maybe not.
Horrible.
What? Do you think you can do any better?
Okay. And the shot there. Next shot. So right here, she brings
I
up her
got
phone,
some Oscar jokes.
and I want to see that, and I have a shot of that. So I'm going to go ahead and, so let's go get that shot. And I'm going to end the shot right here. And I'm going to try to, and only thing I'll do now is drag the video only. And try to match that up with this shot somewhere.
I got some Oscar jokes.
I'm going to say right there.
Oscar jokes.
So right there, I'm going to end hers. I'm going to use this right click, ripple delete, and we'll shift that all over.
Joke.
How about you think of one of your own?
So we see his hand come in. So over here, I want to go ahead, oops, get again another shot.
How about you try and think of
Use a different shot. Again, I'm only using the video from these shots. And to do that, I'm making my in and out points and using this drag video only. I'm going to drag that down. I'm going to trim that up in a little bit.
How about you think? How about you think of one of your own?
Trim that right there. Maybe trim this a little this way.
I got some Oscar joke.
Okay, so it sounds like I cut her off a little too soon. So I'm going to use this track selection tool right here. And I will select everything on the right side of my timeline, and I can move it over, get to my pin tool, my pointer tool actually, and I'm going to drag this out and really pin down the end of her audio. So let's listen.
Jokes.
So about right there is the proper end. I'm going to drag this over, rip delete, try to match this up a bit better.
I got some Oscar jokes. I got some Oscar jokes.
I don't think this shot works right here, so I'm going to delete it.
I got some Oscar jokes.
So one of the key things here is hand comes in early. So I really got to work out. And what I'm going to do is another L cut on the way. So I'm going to trim this over. Come on. There we go. Trim this. Use this right here to bring everything over. Let's do that.
How about you think?
Okay, it's pretty close.
How about you think?
I want to have that shot start right there, move it over a little bit. I think this will work out.
Jokes.
How about you think of one of your own jokes?
Why should I? Hollywood doesn't.
Was that your joke?
Okay, now we're getting closer. So,
Hollywood doesn't.
got some more audio over here that I need to clean up. So again, I'll move these over, extend this out, turn on my link selection tool back on, trim there. Now right here, actually, I'm going to insert a shot of each one kind of reacting to the other. So the first thing I'm going to get is a confused look by him. There we go. So I only want to... There we go. So look at disgust, like he's not sure what he just heard. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and drag that video only, because I only want the video of that. I'm going to try to get a reaction shot of her. So I don't think I have one, so I want to try to look for one. I'm just looking for a shot of her right now that I think gets around worry. I did forget to film a shot of her just being like, I'm not sure if they think that's funny or not. I might not have that shot. Let's continue on. So, I think this will work.
How about you try and think of?
Okay, right there, I'm gonna drag that down. And another thing I'm gonna do is go into this shot right here and move it over, double click on it, and I'm gonna make it a little bit longer because I wanna split it. So right there, about halfway through, I'm gonna razor it. And then I'm gonna put her reaction shot in the middle of that, and we'll get something that looks like this.
Hollywood doesn't.
thinking.
Was that your joke?
So I honestly, looking at this, I probably just need this right here. Otherwise, it looks like a very weird jump cut.
Hollywood doesn't.
He's reacting. She's reacting.
Was that your joke?
There we go.
Uh-huh.
Okay, almost done with my second pass.
Was that your joke?
Yes.
Not bad. I think you should remake it. How about...
Okay, so after my second pass, it starts looking like a real video. So again, let's go to the front and watch this now. Playback. NDI. Take. And let's go ahead and hit play.
So, you heard the CFF is coming up, right?
Yeah, will they reel in some good film or will they be canned Rotten Tomatoes?
Dude, that was horrible.
What? Do you think you can do any better?
I got some Oscar jokes.
How about you think of one of your own jokes?
Why should I? Hollywood doesn't.
Was that your joke?
Yes.
Not bad. I think you should remake it. How about...
Okay, that's looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and do some more work. So as you can see right there, it's flowing together pretty well. It's a little quick pace. I should have gotten the actors to pause between delivery, so I would have natural breaks areas to make cuts, but it also feels more natural the way they're delivering versus a lot of pauses. So I think it works for what I'm doing here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that back to desktop. I might want to make that a shortcut key later. So right now I have a basic video. One thing I do want to add is right here, and I want to get a reaction shot from her at the beginning, reacting to his bad joke.
So, the CFF is coming up, right?
Yeah, will they reel in some good film or will they be canned Rotten Tomatoes?
So right
Or
here.
will they be canned?
So I'm going to just go ahead and get that one shot. And right here, I think it will work.
Yeah, will they reel in some good film or will they be canned Rotten Tomatoes?
Dude, that was horrible.
I think that works. And by just doing that, it adds a little bit more life to it. And we're not just staying on that dialogue so much. It does feel a little bit blocky. Blocky is that every time I cut, I'm not having audio underneath from another person. So when I see him, he's talking. Sometimes you can do it like I did right here. Makes it
Some
feel
good film or will they be canned Rotten?
it makes it feel less blocky because you're seeing somebody react to somebody talking. Okay? So I just did it. I went ahead and made that was basic editing. You notice that for most of this, I used my pointer tool, my razor tool, or just putting clips into the source monitor and scrubbing through and making in and out points and dragging them down the timeline. At this point now, I'm going to go ahead and make my basic audio pass. Let's talk about audio. And I really want to zoom in on this guy. Let's talk this. This is a VU. The VU indicates how loud your audio is. What you want to avoid at almost all times is what's called redlining. Clipping is what Adobe calls it. I call it redlining because, well, it's a red line. You want to avoid it. How do we avoid it? We have to adjust the audio. And to adjust the audio, you have to normally do it by clip basis. So let's talk about how to edit audio in Premiere. Let's go over to right here. So to edit audio, I need to either click and hold this down and drag it down, or I can double click. And I'm going to get what's called the rubber bands. The rubber bands are these white lines that allow you to adjust audio up and down. You can even have them for video, and they will adjust how much of your video do you see. So for this first clip, I don't think I need to do much adjustment. It's just natural room noise. For my next clip, though,
CFF is coming up, right?
Let's go ahead and play that back.
So, your CFF is coming up, right?
What I want to do is bring this down a little. What the goal is on the VU, it's going to be around -6. Your primary dialogue should be around -6. So I'm going to go ahead and just adjust this a little. I'm going to say by just a little bit around 4. If I want to make that precise, oops, I can click, drag, and then hold the control key. And the control key allows me to adjust very slowly as I hold it down. So I just dropped it by 3 dB. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. So right here,
So, your CFF is coming up, right?
it's a little on the quiet side, but it will work. Now a lot of these are peaking right at 0, so I'm just going to go ahead quickly and grab the line and bring it close to -6. I don't have to be exact, just in the ballpark. Sometimes you do need to be exact, but for this, I'm not worried about that. Okay, almost there. Come on. I say not be exact, and now I'm trying to make it exact. Go figure. Okay. Okay, there we go. So now all my audio should be around the same level.
Yeah, will they reel in some good film or will they be canned Rotten Tomatoes?
Dude, that was horrible.
So I'm playing this back, and my audio is staying out of the red,
I got some Oscar jokes.
which is what I wanted to
How about
do.
you think of one of your own jokes?
Why should I? Hollywood doesn't.
I have no audio here. We're going to get back to that in a little bit.
Was that your joke?
Yes.
Not bad. I think you should remake it. How about...
So yeah, my audio seems to be good, but there's more I can do. I just hate that instant pop out of room noise at the beginning and the end. So I'm now finally going to go to my pen tool, and the pen tool has this really cool thing you can do with your rubber bands. So over here at the very end, I can make 2 points with my pen tool. Take the second point. I always say take the second point you make, and this is the one I'm going to adjust. So down here at the end, I'm going to go ahead and turn that down. And when I play this back now, come on.
How about...
You notice that the audio faded out on the VU. It will fade out in the video. I can do that same thing here at the beginning. So I want to go ahead and start my audio. I want to hear a little bit of those chairs rattling around. So there's going to be no audio at the beginning here.
So, your CFF is coming up, right?
Comes in just as he's sitting down, so I think that works. And that's just some basic audio editing. Okay, now with that out of the way, let's go into some of the last stuff for today. So, as you can see, this is pretty much where I want you to be with this project by the end of today. So let's go about how to bring in the project properly into Premiere at home. I'm going to go ahead and quickly save this project. And I'm going to go ahead and close out Premiere. So in the background, as I've been doing this, close Premiere. Come on. I've been downloading the project right here. It's almost done downloading. Again, this is going to be a big file. It's going to be about 1.3 gigs. Once it's done downloading, you want to make sure that Premiere can see it. So it says it's zipping file, so that could still take some time. So as we're waiting on that, let's take a pass at the script. So the script here says that I have a title at the beginning, GFX, title. So GFX is graphics. EFX, that's an effect, and I'm going to fade up. All these shorthands are on the second page of this script. So the only ones that we don't have, there they go. GFX for graphics and EFX for effects. And over here we have descriptions of shots, point of view, over the shoulder, extreme wide shot, medium close-up shot, extreme close-up, low, high, tracking, pan, that's you moving your camera left to right, tilt, zoom, and static. Almost all shots at least for beginning people, your shots will be static shots. It makes it a lot easier to work with. Locations, I would say that what's missing here is external and internal shots, so if you're outside or inside a place, and a few other miscellaneous things as well. Reading through the script, it's not the best script in the world, of course, but it is a very basic one to get down your editing skills. So I'm going to go ahead and close that script. This is almost done zipping. At this time, if there's any questions, you can go ahead and post them. This is a live stream, so hey, guess what? I can answer questions right off the bat right now. Man, that is taking forever to download. Well, let's go back to Premiere and kind of show you what's going to happen when you open up this project. Let me bring over my downloads really quick. Go ahead and change a folder right here so it matches what I've been doing. Okay. So when you open that project, you're going to get a prompt. Do you need a really good PC to use Adobe? Well, actually, let's take a look at the specs right now for Adobe Premiere requirements. Okay, so here are the requirements right now on Adobe's webpage. So ideally, you should be running a Windows 10. If you're running Windows, it needs to be a Windows 10 PC. It says minimum 8 gigs of RAM. I would recommend 16 to 32, as they say over here. You want a good GPU. The GPU in these systems have 6 gigs of dedicated RAM. Most home systems might just have an internal graphics card. So you want to make sure you have a dedicated graphics card. Hard drive space. I would always recommend that anything you're working with video-wise should be on a secondary drive than the main OS drive, just so you don't accidentally fill up your main OS drive with all your video work. It says monitor resolution needs to be about 1920 by 1080. I have dual monitors, that's awesome. And some of the other stuff doesn't matter. When we're getting the Macs, so they're saying Mac OS 10.13 or later. I'm not exactly which version of Mac that is. The PC, the requirements are still about the same. I would say most iMacs would have an issue, and most of the iBooks would have an issue as well running Premiere. I'm doing only HD editing, but I always like to go for 4K specs. Due to some of the stuff I do, I want to have that 4K punch in case I need to do higher editing. Okay, is that done downloading yet? Let's go take a look. So many windows. Nope, that's not done downloading, okay? Well, one thing I want to show you is when you go into Premiere and you open up this project that you're going to download, you're going to get an error that says this comes from an older version of Premiere. That is because I am actually working with an older version of Premiere. If I go to Help and go about Adobe Premiere, it says I'm running 13.1. I believe current version of Premiere version. I want to say that it is, 14.0. So I am definitely rocking an older version. So when you open up a project, for me, it's going to give you an error saying, this is from an older version, do you want to make a copy? Yes. When you get those files, I would also recommend that you go ahead and start organizing them around. So all your media cache, the project file should go in your cache folder, and your footage folder, all the footage that I give you should also go in the footage folder. Most footage I give you will be designated with a number, like numbering like this. And once you're done with all that, you start your project, you're going to get in there offline media. Oh no, my media is missing, but I just downloaded this huge file. How is my media missing? Well, Yeah, depending on where you move your video files, it might end up missing altogether. This is one of the reasons you never want to work off off a thumb drive or a detachable drive, because there's a good chance if you accidentally unplug it, you could lose a lot of your work. So let's say you've gone through the issue of moving your files around and you know exactly where your file is, you just need to reconnect it. Well, I'm going to go to Locate, and I know for a fact all my footage is in Footage. All the footage for this project is in the folder 2020-03-19_110000. Go to the AVCHD folder, BMD, Stream, display exact name, click on that first clip, click OK, and now we'll relink all my media, and my project should be nice. If I didn't do that, I'm going to go ahead and close Premiere, not save, and keep on trucking. Come on, Premiere. This is one of the weird things about doing a live stream on this stuff, when you're just kind of waiting on the system to do its thing. Okay, so I've got a joke video, and if I click no or cancel, actually I'm going to hit offline all. You can see it's all red down here, and I got question marks over here. So how to link media in Premiere instead of that first window, right click on a clip and go to link media. I can go and just select them all, right click, link media, locate, and again, right where I said, that footage folder, corresponding folder that I've been working with, it's deep down. So it's going to be AVCHD BDMV stream. I know, it's a mouthful. I don't click on that clip, click OK, and everything should be good and populated. So it looks like this is going to still take some time to download. So if you need that, just note that Google is going to take time to zip the file, and it will also take time to download the file. Hopefully you have a good internet connection. I really can't compress the video files any more than this. Okay, so that covers basic editing and also basic audio techniques. Tomorrow we're going to go over how to really work with your audio. So we're going to bring in sound effects, we're going to bring in music, and we're also going to be looking into fading up and down your video and potentially starting graphics as well. That will be next time. As a note, that there's also something I'm going to be doing on Saturdays. Hopefully that will start around noon every Saturday, just to help with a little bit more entertainment. With that all being said, that is the end of Adobe Skills lesson number Adobe Skills 002. If you have any need for material or clarification, let me know. And also I need to say at this point, using Adobe takes a lot of work, and setting it up can take a lot of work as well. If you're not comfortable working with Adobe on your home PC, don't. It can use a lot of resources. It can be troublesome at times. So if you don't feel comfortable with it, don't use it. And I'm also going to mention that this is supposed to help you understand Adobe. I'm not going to be your personal tech support. I'll try, but if something happens to your PC, mind you, that you are taking the risk by using Adobe on your home PC just because of the nature of the software. It's not malicious, it's just unstable. And in this lab, where I have 15 of these PCs, I know how unstable it can really, really be. So please take your time to really go through and learn parts of Adobe, and don't just say, well, it didn't work, and now I'm blaming you, aka me, because it didn't work. There's just a lot that goes into it. Okay. So again, the project files are shared via Google Classroom for students. If you would like access to these files, I can make them available. I would just need you to, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and, oops, I got multiple things, I got multiple keyboards here, people. Let's go ahead and type that. And Okay. Close, and let's fade that up. There you go. If you need access to these files, email that web address, well, email my email, that is, and I should be able to give you full access to what's shared on Google Drive. If you're having any issues, again, just on, at least on accessing the files, please let me know. Now, another thing to address with video students as well, we have not gotten a clear confirmation yet from our IT about access to Adobe free for you at home. I should have that cleared by next week. So until then, you can at least watch these videos and kind of get a good idea what you can do in Adobe. I know for a lot of advanced class students and our VC2 students, a lot of this is rudimentary. And for VC1, you just got done with the joke video project. But this is a great way to just refine your skills. The more refinement you can do, the quicker you can be. If I wasn't having to talk during all this project right here, the editing I just got done here, instead of me taking about 40 minutes to do, I could have probably gotten it done in 10. But again, I have the years of experience to do that. So I think with that all said, and that zip file just now about done for me to download, which I don't need to worry about for the rest of this, I'm going to call that it for this project. And again, tomorrow about 11:30, we'll go into massive audio editing, bringing in sound effects, audio mix, really adjusting your audio levels, and going through more thoroughly on making it sound much better as possible. So make sure you have a good pair of headphones. And we're also going to dive more into graphics as well. And that's it for today's lesson. I will see you next time.